if someone came to you and wanted to do what you did in 2004, what would be, and they had no prior experience, what would be the first three things you'd teach them about having to, or how to start a film festival?
It was interesting that you asked that, because I've actually been asked. Like, I've actually had there was a couple of students from Miami University, Ohio, in Oxford, Ohio. They asked me about that. And I've been asked from a couple other people. The first thing I would say is, and keep in mind, we originally thought it was going to be the 2003 Indianapolis International Film Festival. I would say, if you are going to start something, if your hometown doesn't have an event and you're interested in doing it, it's 2022. You're not going to get a festival off the ground until 2024. Learn that, accept that now. Give yourself at least 2 years to do all the footwork that you're going to need. Because one, you need to find a financial backer, whether that's a corporate sponsor or, like, I was fortunate to find a foundation backer. And then the other two things that you need is you need media support. Because in those first years, the odds of you raising enough money to have a true marketing budget are probably pretty slim. So I actually had back at Indianapolis, I got buy-in from the Star, from Bonnie Britton. She was the lead critic at the time, and she pledged coverage. Nouveau, which is the alternative news weekly, signed on as a newspaper sponsor, and actually would support the printing of our program. And we had an independent radio station, 92.3 WTTS, out of Bloomington, Indiana, but also played in Indianapolis, signed on as a radio sponsor. So I had advertising in place and coverage in place a whole year before the event actually happened.
Wow.
And it was that also helped bring in some of those extra sponsorship funds, because they knew that, like, okay, my logo is going to at least show up in these places. I know that's going to happen. So if you take the time to allow yourself to take those steps, you'll find that in 2 years, I think you can lay the foundations to actually get your event off the ground. But yeah, the biggest piece is give yourself at least 2 years and accept that it's going to take that long. A lot of people think it's just throwing movies on a screen, and it's so much more than that.
Yeah. So I don't know if we got to three, but we got to two very important ones, which are give yourself 2 year runway minimum and get media support right away.
Yeah. And don't expect a paycheck.
Oh, God.
Yeah.